Hello everyone, I'm Ashley Nicole J. Doblas from University of Rizal System, Taytay Campus. First, we're going to tackle about the importance of biodiversity and symbiosis in nature, science, society, and well-being. The title of this presentation or my lecture is The Interwoven Web. First of all, in order to understand these concepts, we must tackle about what is biodiversity. Biodiversity is the variety of life. This includes genes and the entire ecosystem. Key components are species, genetics, and ecosystem diversity. Why does it matter? Biodiversity provides essential ecosystem services. It ensures clean air, water, and pollination. Biodiversity is declining at an unprecedented rate. Biodiversity includes all living organisms on Earth, from microorganisms to plants, animals, and the entire ecosystem. The types of biodiversity are genetic diversity, the variety of genes within a species. The second one is species diversity, the different species found in a region, like butterflies, corals and rainforests, and tigers. The last one is ecosystem diversity. As I mentioned before, it is the variety of ecosystems such as forests, oceans, deserts, and wetlands. Why is biodiversity important? It provides environmental stability, maintains climate balance, water cycles, and soil fertility. Health and medicine. Many medicines comes from plants, fungi, and bacteria. Food and agriculture. A diverse range of crops ensures food security. Economic benefits. Biodiversity supports tourism, agriculture, and industry. And the last one is cultural and aesthetic value. Many cultures value biodiversity for traditions and inspiration. That's why we have festivals that are seasonal and that celebrate each and every biodiversity or wealth that the city came from. What is symbiosis? Symbiosis is a close, long-term interaction between two species. The importance of it is it's essential for survival, often benefiting both species. The word symbiosis means living together in Greek. Symbiosis drives evolution and shapes ecosystem. It also supports life on Earth. Symbiosis is the relationship between two different organisms living in close association. These interactions shape ecosystem and affect human society. There are three main types of symbiosis. There are three types of symbiosis. The first one is mutualism. Both parties benefit from each other. This occurs when two species interact in a way that benefits from both parties. A common example is the relationship between bees and flowers. Bees collect nectar for food while pollinating flowers, enabling plant reproduction. In human society, similar relationships exist, such as farmers and pollinators working together to sustain agriculture. The second is commensalism. One benefits and the other one is unaffected. In this type of symbiosis, one organism benefits while the other remains unaffected. For instance, barnacles attach to whales for transportation without harming the whale. In human environments, bacteria living on human skin help break down oils without affecting our health. And the last one is parasitism. One benefits and the other is harm. Parasitic relationships involve one organism benefiting at the expense of another. Examples include mosquitoes feeding on human blood, sometimes transmitting diseases, while parasitism often has negative consequences. Scientific research on parasites has led to medical advancement, including treatments for infection and immune system disorders. The other example is a tick living on a dog's hair. So now, overall, we're going to understand the cornerstones of ecosystem health. The first one is ecosystem resilience. Biodiversity enhances ecosystem stability and resistance. Ecosystem services. Symbiotic relationships underpin critical ecosystem. Ecosystem functions. Economic value. Biodiversity and symbiosis support industries. Diverse ecosystems withstand climate change. Pollination is driven by symbiotic interactions. Ecotourism generates billions in revenue annually. So that's why biodiversity and symbiosis interact with each other and important to many life in many aspects. Let us understand more. Biodiversity, as I said, is the variety of life on Earth, from the smallest microorganism to the largest ecosystem, while symbiosis refers to the close relationship and interdependent relationship between different living organisms. As humans, we are not separate from these concepts. We are deeply intertwined with it, with nature, science, and the balance that sustain all life. But are we truly aware of this connection? Every breath we take, every meal we eat, and every medical breakthrough we rely on comes from the nature. Science and technology have advanced because of what biodiversity has provided. The air we breathe is filtered by trees, the water we drink is purified by ecosystem, and many of the medicines that saves lives are derived from plants, fungi, and bacteria. But this relationship is not one-sided. Just as nature provides for us, we impact nature in return, sometimes in ways that can harm it. When we deforest land, pollute the air and water, or drive species to extinction, we disrupt the very system that keep us healthy and thriving. This is where symbiosis becomes crucial. For us to flourish, we must ensure that nature thrives as well. Science and technology play a key role in both protecting and threatening biodiversity. On one hand, advancement in medicine, agriculture, and industry have improved human life expectancy and comfort. On the other, unsustainable industrialization, pollution, and climate change have placed ecosystems under stress. We are at a turning point. Science can either continue to exploit nature without concern, or it can be used to develop sustainable solutions, such as renewable energy, conservation efforts, and medical research that does not destroy natural habitats. The choice is ours. What is the impact of biodiversity on human well-being? Well, it is beyond physical survival. Biodiversity affects our mental and emotional well-being. Imagine cycling through a lush green trail, breathing in fresh air, feeling the warmth of the sun. Such as moments bring a sense of peace and connection. Nature has a way of healing us, reducing stress and fostering a sense of belonging. Studies show that people who spend time in nature experience lower levels of anxiety and depression. This is why protecting biodiversity is not just about saving the environment, it's about saving ourselves. So, what can we do? We can provide small actions. Choosing sustainable products, reducing waste, supporting conservation efforts make a difference. More importantly, we must shift our mindset. We must stop seeing nature as something separate from us and recognize that our survival depends on a healthy and thriving environment. Threats to biodiversity and symbiosis, understanding the risk. Habitat destruction, deforestation, urbanization destroy ecosystem. Climate change, rising temperatures disrupt symbiotic relationships. Pollution, chemical pollutants negatively impact biodiversity. Imagine waking up one day and stepping outside to a world that feels empty. No birds singing, no fresh air filling your lungs, no trees swaying in the wind. It's a world where nature has been pushed aside, and in doing so, humanity has lost a part of itself. We often forget that we are not separate from nature. We are deeply intertwined with it. Yet we continue to destroy forests, pollute the air, and disrupt ecosystem as if they are mere resources for our taking. Biodiversity is more than just the variety of plants and animals on Earth. It is the foundation of our survival. The natural world provides us with food security, clean water, stable climates, and even medicines. This isn't just a crisis of the environment. It's a crisis of well-being. The more we disconnect from nature, the more we suffer physically, mentally, and socially. Cities filled with pollution lead to respiratory diseases. The destruction of natural spaces contributes to stress, anxiety, and depression. The exploitation of resources creates economic instability, affecting those who are already vulnerable. But here's the hopeful part. If destruction is a choice, then restoration is also a choice. We have the power to shape our relationship with nature by protecting biodiversity, by investing in sustainable solutions, by recognizing that science and technology should work with nature rather than against it. We can rebuild this balance. The question is, will we act before it's too late? Will we recognize that our well being depends not just on medicine, innovation, or economic growth, but on the very foundation of life itself? Nature has always taken care of us. Now it's time we do the same.
nation, their favorite destination. His too. This is the Philippines. This is Mega Diverse Philippines in an equally diverse region of Southeast Asia. The Philippines is one of the world's 17 mega-diversity countries, which hosts 70% of the entire planet's species in its ecosystems and rich resources. Home to more than 52,177 described species, more than half of which are found nowhere else in the world. Home to endemic plants and animals. No wonder the Philippines ranks significantly in the world in terms of the number of unique species per unit area. The Philippines also geographically marks the apex of the Coral Triangle, the center of marine biodiversity worldwide. Its coral reef area runs to an estimate of 26,000 square kilometers, the second largest in Southeast Asia. Its coastal waters home to a wider range of corals, reef fishes, seagrasses, and mangroves. This is mega-diverse Philippines. And it gets even significantly richer with Benham Rise, a Philippine continental shelf of mesophotic reefs. The dugong, the whale, marine turtles, shark, manta rays, fish, and water birds. It is no surprise that in their migratory path, the Philippines is an important destination. As a party to the CMS, here their conservation is a commitment shared with other CMS parties. Here, they breed and forage in the rich marine wetlands and forest ecosystems. Here, their migratory site is protected. An important habitat of thousands of migratory birds within the East Asian Australasian flyway, several of which are internationally critical for conservation of migratory water birds. An important home in their migration. The world's biggest fish, the whale shark, or butanding, also finds home in the archipelago. While largely pelagic or deep water dwellers, the gentle giants occasionally gather near shore for feeding. While in Philippine waters, their sanctuaries, they too are protected. Come, dugong! Come, whales and turtles! You birds and butanding! Come to the cradle of bountiful biodiversity, beyond boundaries. Your breath is the world's breath. Welcome to the Philippines!
So are the ways to protect biodiversity and symbiosis, protecting our future. Conservation efforts support organizations. Conservation organizations work to protect wildlife and ecosystem from destruction, supporting groups like the World Wildlife Fund or WWF or local reforestation initiatives can help preserve biodiversity. Example is joining a coastal cleanup program to remove plastic waste from beaches, preventing harm to marine species. Sustainable practices. Reduce your carbon footprint. Reducing carbon footprints through eco-friendly habits helps protect biodiversity. Individuals can use reusable products, choose renewable energy sources, and reduce waste. Example is a company switching to solar energy instead of fossil fuels. Significantly reduces pollution and conserves natural resources. Education. Spread awareness. Spreading awareness about biodiversity and symbiosis leads to informed decisions and responsible actions. Schools, social media, and environment campaigns play a vital role in educating people. Example is universities conducting workshops on climate change help communities understand sustainability and conservation. Call to action. Become a steward of nature. Active participation in environmental initiatives ensures long-term ecological health. Individuals can plant trees, advocate for environmental policies, and engage in conservation programs. Example is a community creating an urban garden improves air quality, provides food for pollinators, and enhances biodiversity. Protecting biodiversity and promoting symbiosis are crucial for ensuring a sustainable future. As I always say, by practicing conservation, making eco-friendly choices, spreading awareness, and taking action, individuals and communities can contribute to preserving nature and its well-being. The responsibility to care for the environment lies in our hands. And through collective efforts, we can build a healthier planet for future generations. Here are the 8 important laws in the Philippines that protect biodiversity and symbiosis. Republic Act Number 9147, Wildlife Resources Conservation and Protection Act of 2001. Protects wildlife species and their habitats, regulates poaching, and penalizes illegal wildlife trade. Republic Act Number 7587, National Integrated Protected Area System or NIPAS, Act of 1992 amended by RA 11038 in 2018. Establishes and manages protected areas like national parks and marine sanctuaries. Republic Act Number 8371, Indigenous Peoples' Rights Act of 1997, recognizes indigenous peoples' right over ancestral lands, ensuring they play a role in conservation. Republic Act Number 9275, Philippine Clean Water Act of 2004, regulates water pollution to protect fresh water and marine ecosystem. Republic Act Number 9003, Ecological Solid Waste Management Act 2000, promotes water waste disposal and recycling to prevent environmental damage. Republic Act Number 8749, Philippine Clean Air Act of 1999, controls air pollution to protect human health and ecosystem. Republic Act Number 10654, Amended Fisheries Code of 2015, prevents illegal, unreported, and unregulated fishing to protect marine biodiversity. Presidential Decree Number 705, Revised Forestry Code 1975, amended by EO 277 and RA 7161. Regulates logging, reforestation, and forest conservation efforts. These laws ensure the protection of biodiversity and promote symbiotic relationship between people and the environment. Symbiosis and biodiversity are fundamental to the health and stability of our society, nature, and the overall well-being. In conclusion, biodiversity provides essential resources such as food, medicine, and clean air, while symbiotic relationships ensure balance and cooperation among species. Science plays a crucial role in understanding and preserving these natural systems, guiding practices that protect ecosystem and support human life. By recognizing the importance of biodiversity and symbiosis, we can take proactive steps toward conservation, sustainability, and environmental education. Through responsible actions such as reducing waste, supporting conservation efforts, and promoting awareness, we can foster a harmonious relationship between humanity and nature. Protecting biodiversity is not just about saving species. It's about securing a future where both nature and society can thrive together. The survival of future generations depends on the choices we make today. If we fail to protect biodiversity and maintain ecological balance, we risk endangering not only wildlife, but also our own existence. By integrating science, innovation, and collective action, we can build a world where both nature and humanity flourish side by side. For me, symbiosis and biodiversity are not just scientific concepts. They are the very much foundation of life itself. The more I learn and you learn about how species interact and rely on each other, the more I realize how deeply connected we are to the world around us. Science helps us understand these relationships, but it's our responsibility to act on knowledge. Protecting biodiversity isn't just about saving plants and animals. It's ensuring a future where we, too, can thrive. Every small action we take, whether it's reducing waste, planting trees, or educating others, contributes to a larger impact. We want to be part of that change, to live in a way that respects and nurtures the natural world instead of exploiting it. The future depends on the choices we make today. If we continue to ignore the importance of biodiversity and ecological balance, we are ultimately putting ourselves at risk. But if we work together using science, awareness, and action, which I have always been saying, we can create a world where both nature and humanity flourish side by side. And that's the kind of future I want to be part of. The art of living together in human society is rooted in mutual respect, empathy, and collaboration, fostering well-being for all individuals and ensuring a harmonious and sustainable future. Ultimately, the strength of our society lies in our ability to coexist with understanding and compassion, shaping a world where well-being and unity for future generation to come.